welcome back to my channel, and if you are new, welcome. My name is Meg, and today I'm going to show you how to get this bright, kind of neon festival makeup. It is that time of the year where it is festival season and 90% of us don't actually go to festivals, but it doesn't mean that we can't rock a fun, colorful look. I absolutely love springtime because it's kind of really where you can kind of jump set into color and like really get into the depths of color in summer. I absolutely love it. So today I kind of wanted to bring you a bright neon blue halo eye. It's pretty simple. I just use 3 shades and there's no like cut crease or concealer used in this look. So if you're new to halo eyes and the cut crease and concealer part makes you a little bit nervous, I show you how to do like this really soft, easy, gentle, beginner-friendly halo eye. I'm just absolutely obsessed with how this turned out. Don't forget to subscribe before we get started into today's video so you don't miss out on any future beauty content. Hit the notification bell so you can be notified when my videos go live and you can be a part of Power Hour. Power Hour is when I'm going to be in the comments the first hour my video goes live, chatting with you guys. So if you like rapid fire responses, we can kind of make the comment section like a live chat. Be really, really fun. Be sure to have the bell notification on. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and let's get into the tutorial. I'm first grabbing my Thirsty palette by Jeffree Star Cosmetics, and I'm going to use the shade Submerge. This is like the perfect aquamarine blue color that we can lay down for our transition and our base color. When I'm doing looks that I know are going to go pretty high up to my brow bone, I really like to use a bigger, fluffier brush. So this is a Morphe M433 and it's kind of perfect for looks like this. So I'm just following the outline of my eyeball to get that rounded shape. That is the vibe we're going for today. You easily could smoke this out and add a little bit of a wing flare if you want to, but I'm also really obsessed with super round makeup looks lately. So I'm just going to pack and layer this on pretty far up to my brow bone, and once I get a pretty decent opaque layer of the color, I'm going to start to lightly in small circular motions feather and blend out the edge. And it's okay if you get it on the inner corner. I do like bringing color into almost the bridge of my nose. And I'm pretty much covering, at this point, the entire eyelid in this color. I'm kind of leaving an empty space in the middle, but I'm going to end up just covering that so you can cover your entire lid, increase with this lighter blue color. Just a really quick sidebar, if you're looking for an affordable, colorful palette to use, I really recommend the BH Cosmetics Take Me Back to Brazil. And I also recommend buying it at Ulta, so if you don't like it, you can return it easily. Dipping into the James Charles palette, I am taking the shade Playground, and I'm picking that up with a Morphe M506. This is a very small, more defined blending brush. It is perfect for getting into the crease and kind of perfecting and exacting your work. I just picked up this brush because before I was using my first brush, the Morphe M433, for everything, and picking up the smaller blending brush has changed my life when it comes to cut creases or halo eyes or any kind of detailed crease work. So it's just repeating the same process just in a smaller area. So I just picked up the color, packed it on, and then now that I have the color laid down in the shape that I want, I'm starting to work on blending that edge out into the Submerge color. I will say with the James Charles palette, it's a little bit finicky to work with, which is why I also recommend the BH palette. It's a lot more beginner friendly. Just know with the blues and purples in this palette, you really have to pack them on, and the more you try to blend them out and move them around, the more patchy they can be. So just have some patience and just really try to perfect packing the colors on. Now I'm going back in with Submerge on the M433, and I'm just redefining those blue moments. So I'm repacking that color onto the lid and bringing it up into the crease because these looks are all about layering. Continuing along with the James Charles palette, I'm now moving along to Brother, which I think is my favorite color in this palette because it's so unique. And I just picked up another clean 506 brush, and we're kind of doing the same technique, just really hugging along the crease line. So going right around my eyeball socket, that is like the easiest and best way to describe it. And because we're doing a halo eye, and this is the darkest color we're using, you want to start packing that darker blue on the inner corner and the outer edge of your lid. So just the center of your lid has that brighter color, so it just fades into the darkness. And here I'm just really packing that brother color on and just lightly going around the edges to blend everything. Switching back over to the Thirsty palette with the first submerged color that we use, I'm taking a very, very stiff flat brush and I'm just kind of quote unquote carving out my crease area. I'm just going right above my crease, so when my eyes are open and I'm looking straight forward, you can still see that hint of light blue coming from my crease area in the center of my eye. So this is kind of where you would normally define a halo eye with concealer, but I find that I didn't need it for this step. If you wanted it to pop even more, of course you could use concealer, but if we can find an easier way around not using concealer, I'm all about that. So I'm just defining the shape with this blue color and just building around that. And once I'm happy with the shape, I am just ever so lightly with the lightest hand feathering out the edges with the Morphe 506 blending brush so it doesn't look so harsh, so it looks nice and concise and blended together. I also recommend doing this eyeshadow look before your makeup because you can see I got quite a bit of fallout from packing stuff on. Now we're moving along to the fun part. So this is the Stila Glitter in Glow in the shade Diamond Dust. So I'm just kind of taking a dual-ended brush here. So any kind of fatter, flat brush that you have will work. And then also some kind of smaller blending brush will work too. I just happen to have this from an Urban Decay palette. I don't want it to be super opaque because you can easily just put this on your eye and it will be wabam, but I just wanted a little bit of a subtle sparkle. So I'm picking that up on the brush and I'm first packing this on the most on the very edge of where that light blue starts. And if you go too far, you can switch over to the blending brush and just knock the glitter off into the dark part of the shadow, if that makes sense. So here I am, I'm just packing this on the most in the center of my eye, and while the product is still wet, I'm just gonna work it around and blend it out to the edges. Once this product sets into place, that's just kind of where it is. And if you do mess up, don't feel bad because once the product is dry, it's very easy to just go and just kind of flick away any glitter where you don't want it with the blender brush. I hope I explained it and it makes sense. But you just gotta work with the product, and anything that gets somewhere you don't like, you can just blend away. Now I'm just taking my Physicians Formula liquid liner and I'm putting a thin line on my lash line so it helps blend together the band line from the falsies with your natural lash line. You could do a super big winged out liner. I think that would look super cool, but I've just been keeping my liner simple nowadays. That's what I've been into. So what do you guys think of the look so far? Could you see yourself recreating it? And if so, would you stick with blue, or what other color would you like to create? I'd like to know, so let me know in the comments. I'm obsessed with this so far. What goes up must come down, or at least that's how it is in this makeup look. So I'm taking a bit of a fluffier oval-shaped brush with Submerge, the first color we use, and I'm just really dragging this down low. How far out you want to smoke this out is up to you, of course, but I really like that blown out, smoky, bright, colorful look, so I go pretty far down with this. So I'm just focusing on packing the color in. As you can see, I'm looking the opposite direction to get into the inner corner. It just makes it easier to get your brush in there, so a little bit of a trick. Going back in with the same 506 brush and the two colors from the James Charles palette, I am just going to work on connecting my upper lid down into my lower lash line. So here I am just packing those colors on. I'm going on with that lighter blue of the two. I believe that's a playground color, and I'm just again connecting that to the crease color and bringing that down pretty low. For even more definition, I'm taking a Morphe E36 with Brother on it, and I'm really going to pack and smudge that onto my lash line. I probably did about 3 layers of this color because I really wanted to have that definition. With the lower lash line, it's a little bit more difficult to get the definition of the colors. Everything kind of tends to merge together, but I just really wanted to make sure that I had that darkness on my lash line. I didn't want to leave my brow bone matte and flat, so I'm going back into the Jeffree Star palette and I'm picking up the silver color Divine. and I'm just going to lightly apply that to the brow bone. I'm using a fluffy brush here, so it's not as opaque. If I were to use a flat brush, it would be more opaque, and I just wanted a light sheen of silver up in my brow bone, which I really ended up liking. You could also leave this look completely matte, not put the glitter on the center of the eye, not put the shimmer in the brow bone, and I also think that that could be a pretty cool look too. Sometimes it can be a little bit tricky when you do your entire eye look before your face makeup, so I just wanted to give you a quick tip. Just be careful when you're applying your foundation. I use a sponge, so I just take my time when I get to the edges or around my eye. And with the concealer, you can see that I applied it even lower, and I'm blending out most of the product and keeping it away from the eyeshadow, and then whatever is left from that blended out concealer, I am just lightly and carefully going to go around the edge of the blue, because you don't want to cover too much up. But for example, if you did bring some eyeshadow down too low, you can kind of correct this and cover it up with the concealer. Then I'll take my setting powder on a brush and just go around the edge, so where the concealer and shadow merge, and I will get a very thin layer of the translucent shadow overlapping the eyeshadow. Pro tip, your makeup will go on better if you are jamming out to your favorite tunes. Anybody else do this? If not, I suggest you try it. It's the best way to do your makeup. Now that we have our foundation and concealer on, it's the time to just make any sort of adjustments. So I'm just darkening up that lash line a little bit more, and then I'm going to take a fluffy brush and just go around the edges of the shadow where the translucent powder and the shadow meet, and that will just help blend that away into the concealer without it being any harsh lines. To wrap this video up, all I did off camera was put some false lashes on, and I just blended it. So I just put another layer of liner on top of the band to make it look nice and seamless. And for a little pop of color, I have these neon liners from LA Girl, and they honestly are pretty good. I use just about all of them by now, but I wanted to have a hint of a lighter color in my lash line to make my eyes look a little bit bigger. So this is the LA Girl Shockwave Neon Liner in the shade Screamin'. So I piled that on to my waterline. If you really wanted to go all out, you totally could do like a neon lip. It was just a little bit too much with the blue. Maybe if it was like a different color, like maybe if I did a pink eyeshadow look, like a neon pink lip would look awesome with it. But for lip liner, I just used this Morphe lip liner in the shade Love Bite, and I just went over it with my nude stick in the shade Whisper. So just my go-to nude combo. It is a little bit dark. I wish I did have like a lighter, pinkier nude. But I do think I'm gonna top it with some The Most Gloss by Dose of Colors. This has like some green and red reflect in it that could give us a cool effect to kind of match the shimmer that's on our eyes. Ooh. These glosses are so amazing. They are a little bit expensive in my opinion, but it's so worth the splurge. And that is going to finish up the look today. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you liked this video. Be sure to subscribe on your way out today. Let me know in the comments down below what content you would like to see from me next. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye everyone.